driving lesson. When you first get in the car, I need you to put on your seatbelt. Let's breathe. Let's take a moment and relax. It's going to be intense because we're going to be getting on the expressway. We're going to be dealing with rush hour traffic. We have a lot of sunlight. So I want you to breathe for a moment and just take your time. Even for me as an instructor, I can't take things for granted because anything can happen on the expressway. Yesterday, and you see in the video, literally, I almost got sideswiped by an F-250 truck because the semi-truck was to the left of me, which I passed. A truck on the ramp, what I thought was going slower. Good afternoon. Hey, how you doing? I'm going to get that in the mail to you tomorrow. I can't get it today, E. I promise. And then I'll take a picture. But thank you for coming aboard. You remember the video yesterday when we went live and I passed the semi-truck. I got back over to the right. Okay. I got you. You know that. It's doing good deeds because, you take care of everything. It's important that you got to be aware. I misjudged the distance of the truck, and I easily could have been in an accident. So it can happen to any of us, but I did the right thing. I squeezed my brakes. I didn't have enough horsepower to go past the truck, so I slowed down, and I was by the back door of the truck, okay? Yes, they were tripping. I saw my life right in front of me, and that's going to be a really good video. But I'm going to go ahead and start up the vehicle. I had to get gas this morning too because I only had 79 miles of fuel range. But when I started it up, it went to 73. So you're in the gas tank, you have a fuel pump and a fuel float. And gasoline is a liquid. So as you have more fuel, the float goes up. It adds, I believe it has less resistance, and as the fuel goes down, it has more resistance. So right now, my fuel range is at 238 miles. I think I got maybe 6 gallons or 8 gallons of fuel, okay? That's enough to get you back and forth for a week. Depends on where you live, Detroit, New York, Chicago, Boston, Massachusetts. But usually on the freeway, you're on for maybe 25 miles. I drive probably 44 miles, 42. I used to drive almost 75 miles a day. And that's a lot of driving. And that was a lot of fuel. So I got a better job that's closer. And I made $10,000 more. But that was almost 4 years ago. So I'm still ahead. But in order to drive, you got to have a job. You got to keep track of your fuel economy, get a good vehicle. And one of my good coworkers, she's thinking about getting the Chevy Trax. She says she wanted a hybrid, but they were really expensive. So we're going to do a live with her. We're going to interview her, get the microphones on. She's going from a Prius because during the snowstorm, someone hit her car. So she's looking for a car. She's trying to find something under that $20,000 range. She likes the Hyundai, but they want like 19.5, 19.8 before taxes. The Chevy Trax is around 17. So I'm telling her, go with what's best for you. But I'm going to interview her, talk to her, so you can hear from a real person what it's like to get that next car. And that's a very affordable car. If I had to get it, I would. I like my daughter's Jeep though. She's got that Jeep Cherokee Limited. It's a 21. It used to be my wife's. Leather interior, heated seat, all-wheel drive, very powerful. I made a video the other day. She's got to take care of it though. She's got to put air pressure in her tires. She's falling off on that oil change. But that vehicle had the original tires, brakes, flex pipe for the exhaust that rusted through. So we had to put about $1,000 in about 2 years ago because it was the original. And that truck was like really good. Okay. So she just needs 2 tires. She's got new brakes, new rotors, new sensor. Her sensor in her transfer case is kind of messing up. The transfer case is not messing up, but she's getting an essential like service to transfer case. That's like about $1,000. So sometimes with those all-wheel drive vehicles, let me go ahead and sometimes with those all-wheel drive vehicles, they can get a little bit expensive. And she doesn't dog it out, right? She's not like going off-roading, racing people. She used to do that in my truck, my SRT Jeep, okay? But those all-wheel drive vehicles can be a little bit expensive, okay? But I think we own like 3 or 4 years on it. And I think new, that vehicle is like upper 30s, okay? Really nice. So, you know, she does real estate in the area. She needs a reliable vehicle. We really need to get her some back tires, okay? Because you don't want your child, particularly a young lady, 22, driving in the metro area and then having a flat tire, okay? And then we had to get a battery for it. So you got to stay on top of that maintenance. So I put a new battery in a couple years ago. And we just gotta, because she does a lot of driving, she gets up at 5, does her workout, then she goes into the real estate thing, calling customers. So she needs a reliable vehicle, okay? Son's got the 2018 Charger, doing really good. He wants to try to get a Scat Pack. We like, bruh, no, you gotta work, okay? You gotta work consistently. You know, we might think of co-signing, but if you're not working consistently, that car note is gonna follow me or mom. We're not doing that, man. I'm gonna go over the speed bump. Like, you see this car right here, this gray Impala? It's probably 15 or 16. That's old technology, but that car is indestructible. I would drive that car all day long, but the headlights are weak. It's got a strong frame. It's good for a crash, but it doesn't have the smart car technology. But that's what I do. That's what I use for driver's ed. That's still a good car. I would drive that car until it falls apart. But any car, once you get over 150, 200,000 miles, rotors, brakes, sensors, I'm not worried about an engine check light. People always get all nervous. Oh my God, you got an engine check light. Okay, I'm looking left, looking right. Traffic is waiting. I'm gonna try to, I don't bully people. I like make eye contact. Like, I'm so humble and thankful. And I need you to learn from this, okay? Be nice. You know, I'm from the metro area. You from New York, you know, thousands of people. People don't care. They'll come out and sideswipe your car, walk in front of you, behind you. So I get a little paranoid when people are around my car because I want to leave an out. You never know what can happen, right? All right, we're gonna make this right turn. We're gonna get on this expressway. Yeah, they don't care, man. Okay, this ramp is short. Last time we were here, I was like, okay, now I'm getting straight to the middle lane. I am not playing because I don't want to get sideswiped. So I'm looking. You hear the motor, you hear me on that gas. All right, now I'm in the middle. Yesterday, I couldn't do that because of the semi truck. So if you were driving with me, I say, okay, let's get right to the middle lane. Let's stop playing. So we can see, get adjusted, get comfortable, and let's kind of relax, okay? I'm letting you kind of observe this. The Chevy Trax, I think that gray vehicle to the left, I think that's the Chevy Trax. It might be smaller than that. And I think this car to the right is the Hyundai. I could be wrong. That's the Sinatra. So she wants something little. Yeah, that's the Chevy Trax, that gray one to the left. That looks pretty nice. New technology, rollover protection, okay? But I'm not scared to driving an old car as long as that boy starts every day. Good batteries, good tires, good brakes, good heat, AC, I'm good, okay? And you gotta take care of your car because I've been in those old cars before, and the only reason I'm not driving it, it got stolen, okay? One of my first videos, I had a SS Trailblazer. And my brother told me, you driving a high performance vehicle, it could get stolen. I'm like, yeah, be quiet. Guess what? A year later, they stole my car at the school at around 1:45 p.m. They were watching me and they knew when I got into school, they knew when it was quiet, and within a minute and 30 seconds, they stole my truck. My principal showed me on the security camera. I was hurt, but it's just a material thing. But the fact is, someone stole. If you ever had a vehicle stolen, you feel very violated. okay? And then we went back over there that night. Don't ask me why. I'm not going to tell you what we were carrying, but we were looking on the east side. And about a week later, got a call from the police. Hey, we found your vehicle. I was all happy, but I was really sad. They stole the seats, front and back, the engine, the interior, the wiring harness, because they were professionals. They knew what they were doing, and that had the Corvette LS2 engine. Up, see, there's an accident over there on the left side. They had an they stole it. It was professional. But then that led me to get the Chrysler 300. Man, they got Chevy Suburban police cars now. Every police force has access to money. If they're getting if they're getting money from illegal activities, they can buy like undercover cars. Like some police forces, they have the Mustangs with the police emblem on one side. They have the pickup truck. Okay, like this car here to me, this is an EV. That costs about $80,000, $75,000. That's too much for me. I love the EV, but that's funny. EV Auto Alex just came on. I got a notification. But this vehicle up here is an EV. Probably about 300 miles range. It's a Chevy product, but I couldn't afford that. I would rather get a Tesla or maybe a Cybertruck. I could get a used Cybertruck for what this vehicle costs and be good for like 4 or 5 years, okay? One of my students' dad, they let me drive the Cybertruck. Black matte wrap, we made some videos on it. That's another EV, the Silverado EV. That gets like 400 miles range. That's the working man's truck, but that's $70K. Looks ugly. But I'm not mad at EVs. I would love one. My plan is to get one and help adults learn how to drive. And I have a couple of days off next week, so I need to work on that nonprofit. I need to work on some paperwork to really make this happen. I got to stay on myself because we all procrastinate. But I'm a big guy. I can't fit in a small car. But that vehicle up here ahead of us is nice. Nice interior, big 15-inch widescreen, but they have some electrical issues with those vehicles. I do a lot of reading on vehicles. Right. So I talked to another person who has a nonprofit. She said definitely get a used vehicle. Get a used vehicle, because if you're teaching people how to drive, the vehicle's going to have a tough life. So I'll get a used Tesla, full coverage, get the brake put in, dual mirrors, off we go. Get a plug installed, and then do social emotional in the metro area, help adults. And I'm really I have to push myself to get this done. If I don't, it's never going to happen. So I already have my first revision. And then I submitted it, had another person look at it, and then I want to get it down to like 4 pages. And then I have a couple of teachers who want to come on board, a behavior therapist who wants to come on board, and then another person. They actually evaluate drivers, and they have a computer simulator, so I want to make a video on that, but I haven't had time to get over there where she works. She works in 2 different locations, and it's about an hour away. So you see what I'm dealing with right now, all this traffic. But there are some good people out there, and they have organizations. There's monies available for electric cars, for social emotional, that's the Blazer. And then it's got the blue E. So it's an RS, that's the Rally Sport package. You saw those lights pop on. So that's the higher end model. But on these used vehicles, you're going to put down $3,000 or $4,000 or $5,000. I'm not doing that. Okay. And then I imagine, I'm hoping my credit rating will be 690 to maybe 710. Paid off a lot of debt. I try not to use my credit card. I don't want to go over. I don't want to have a high credit card utilization. If you don't know what that is, we'll have to do a live on that. That's like if you have a $500 credit card and you charge $400, and you get penalized every month if you don't pay the balance off, which a lot of people don't do. My daughter does, and the credit card companies hate that. But a lot of young people live on those credit cards. I got one for Micro Center. It's got 900. I got one to Home Depot. No, to Lowe's. That's 1,000. Okay, so I have that just in case, like if a hot water tank, you know, they're for emergencies. Good for you. That's the tracks, the white one to the left. That's what she's gonna get. You're looking at 17, 18,000, that little white car. Cars are expensive, people. Okay? But yes. So that's what she wanna get. I'm like, get your best price. Shop around. Yes. Yes, E, you remember we were looking at different cars. You're like, I know that dealership. That's in my area. New York, New Jersey. And that was very educational. And I want to do another live like that where we can just share, look at cars. I really love that. And very educational. So we're going to have to do, yes, don't trust credit. Yeah, I don't either. You do have to establish credit. And that's the problem with my son. He got a couple credit cards from college, charged him up $500, $700. We paid him off and paid him down. What did he do? Charge him right back up. So he's trying to get that Scat Pack. You know, he's got the Charger GT. We got it for him for a college graduation gift, got a football scholarship. It's been very reliable, but that's over 200,000. Okay, so eventually, you know, mid-20s, if you driving, your first car your parents get you, it's gonna have 100,000. He drives. The average driver is 12 to 15,000 miles a year. He's doing 25 or 30. Plus he Ubers in that. Okay, he made $150 in 3 hours. Okay, so right after work he's out there hustling. So E, I know what you said. You appreciate people who hustle, right? And I was reading something. People move to areas because of the environment. New York, people want to hustle. Texas, right? So yeah, I can. We were talking about, 50 Cent. We were talking about, and we're not talking about doing things illegally. We're talking about hustling to create your skill, your music, your social media. You know, Tyler Perry. You know, he started at the bottom and came up. So those are some prime examples. And E, the more I listen to you, the more I understand. I try to learn to listen. That's one thing my parents said, listen to people. So I learned to listen and not be judgmental. And it helps me understand your perspective and your point of view. That's the truck, that big truck, that type of truck, we almost ran an accident the other day. So I learned my lesson. Stay in the middle lane, keep it moving, stay safe, take my time. So, and then we used to have one of those Dodge Avengers. They're nice too. Then we used to have a Pacifica. Okay, but what my wife done is lease vehicles. So every 2 years, every 3 years, 3.5, we in that new. No, I'm not eating. I'll show you. I'm not eating. My food's to the side over there. I want to eat, but I'm not eating. So I got both hands on the wheel. Because that freaked me out yesterday with that near miss, that side swipe. Yeah, because that scared me. I had deja vu. And I'm just thinking, how bad, that was close. And then the video's gonna go out. I've been out of my routine some. Usually I post a lot, so I'm down to like 150,000 views. Usually I'm up to 500,000. It is. You're right. So I'm more consistent. Over the last 3 or 4 days, I've just been really tired, getting like 5.5 hours, 6.5 hours sleep. Because, you know, I teach driver's ed classes online, and then I'm in the basement till like 9:30, 10:30. You know, if I don't drink my coffee now, I'll drink after. My daughter's like, Dad, stop drinking coffee. It's 8:30. I'm like, what are you talking about? Dad, stop drinking coffee because that's got caffeine in it, and then you'll be up all night. But I am drinking a lot more water, hydrating more, and then I do feel better. I'm getting a deeper sleep. Okay? E, you're gonna laugh. I had this dream. I was talking to someone, I was at a desk and I was dancing. I was just dancing. I don't know if I was dancing for people, but I was dancing. Okay? And I'm like, I don't know if it was, no cap, I don't know if it was Jamaican music, but I was just twisting and moving and twisting and moving. I'm like, oh, this is so fun. Okay? So, but I'm really trying to just plan my year out, cleaning up the basement more. We're going to be changing the setup, moving it upstairs. So, you know, moving around, you know, you told me you had to moving around sucks. You know, you got to throw away a lot of stuff, pack stuff up, but that's what it takes. You see, I'm in the middle lane. I'm not going to be dealing with those cars and trucks. And then, of course, a car or truck may cut over at the last second. There's a Challenger behind me doing about 80. So I'm just trying to stay focused. And they're going to pass me on the left. You're going to see that Challenger come up. Yeah, we're going to have to get a storage, some storage. Because we keep throwing away 6 bags, 8 bags. It's just a lot of stuff. A lot of stuff you hold on to. So we always hold on to stuff. So I'm just trying to clean up and downsize. So, okay, I'm going to get over one lane to the left because I don't like being behind this truck with that stuff hanging out. Listen to your first mind. But I think what all of you have seen, being in a good habit, you can tell this, every morning I used to go live and then go to McDonald's. And you're like, that's bad for you, that's bad for you. You spend a lot of money, that's bad for you. But you're right, it was bad for me. High cholesterol, high blood pressure, but now I feel so much better because I got that Keurig for Christmas. My daughter and I are happy. I'm saving about $7 to $12 a day. Get that Jimmy Dean breakfast sandwich. I have a better routine. I don't have to, it will kill you. And then I'm kind of out of that fast food habit. Like maybe once every 5 days or 7 days, I may get some fast food. It used to be like every day. So I do feel better. That's why I'm down 14 pounds. And that's why I feel better. I sleep better. I don't feel as bloated. I don't feel as sleepy. I don't get those cravings in the afternoon. You know how we all get that. I'm eating a lot more. Whoa, see all this traffic? They're from Louisiana. So I'm a lot more alert. And you know my voice, I feel a lot better. I'm a lot more alert. So that's a good thing. That Grand Wagoneer is $100,000. That big white vehicle. I don't see why people do that. It's like a big old box with wheels. It's not this series anymore. Yeah, fast food is terrible for you. So I'm just trying to eat better, eat healthier, and it's a grind. I'm just so used to getting up, so I automatically, on Christmas break, Whole Foods, yeah. Are you talking about Whole Foods the store or Whole Foods in terms of eating? Real food's better. You are right. Real food. And then one morning, we didn't have a Jimmy Dean breakfast sandwich, so my wife said, I'm gonna make you breakfast. She fried an egg, put some cheese on it, on a bagel. That tastes so good. Like, so good. Okay? So yeah. And then we're going up this curve, because usually it's time of day we all get tired. It is a lot cheaper. We're trying to save money. Trying to save money. 100%. It's a beautiful day. It's really bright. I know you can see how beautiful it is. I test drove a Ford Bronco. I'm just too tall and big for that too. My head kept hitting the guardrail, and they wanted like $80K for a little four-wheel drive. I'm like, no way. And no cap, but I really don't like Fords either. I like the Raptor, but that's 120K. I'll get killed. It's not this serious anymore. Okay, I'm gonna get over one lane to the right. A lot of rear end collisions happen here. Sometimes it's not like many options when you're trying to look for a car. It can be very frustrating too. And then this curvy road, people will come out and hit you. Yeah, I am a little paranoid because I almost was in a crash yesterday. So you start thinking, like, dang, it could have been really bad. We're going to go through this route 4 or 5 times. Favorite place, Walmart. I'm hoping the pedestrian sees me. I'm looking right at him on the side of the road. Police right there. I'll be catching those police now. Okay, so we're scanning. We're watching for pedestrians, shoplifting. I'm sorry, shopping. I'm joking, guys. So I'm looking. I see the lady looking. I'm gonna cover my brake. She side-eyed me. She's like, "Thank you." She knew I was talking. Okay, and then I'm just trying to make eye contact. Now I got these metal Ray-Bans on, so they're dark right now because it's light. So she really can't see my eyes, and I can't see hers. Look at that girl's hair. Oh my God. Whoa, that's a lot of hair. All right, and then this teaches patience, and I'm really excited for what the next few months ahead could bring for me once we get funding and get a car and help people. I know all that hair, you know, they get so good today, you can't tell who's got real hair, if it's fake. I mean, I don't look at people that close. I'm just being real with you, E. I mean, you can tell some people have a weave or got it braided in, but sometimes the hair looks so good, you can't tell. It's true. So I'm gonna go up and stop. I'm looking ahead. And then I'm gonna have a complete stop. Oh. Because hair is very important, particularly for women. You know, you just want to look nice, and you know, whether it's short, middle, braids, natural, afro, whatever. I'm gonna have a complete stop and look, and then I'm gonna go right into the first lane, keeping that turn short. Okay, but this is a typical course that I take students on. You guys to see. I'm gonna turn on my blinker. They can still go, but now they're going to wait for me. And then I see the gray car to the right. And then I'm going around again. And every now and then, the police are up here. There's another person with that long hair. Wow. They out here. So we're just taking time, going about 10 or 12 miles an hour. Checking traffic. Keeping it moving. And this teaches you good eye movements. These are the drills you need to have. He's chilling, walking on the phone, walking with his phone. Then I'm scanning left and right, just looking, being that defensive driver. I don't know what they're doing. But E, you're right. I am a little different now because I was almost in an accident the other day. So I'm trying to be more careful, and perhaps this makes me more hesitant. And then I could be more vulnerable to getting hit because I'm hesitating now because I was almost in an accident the other day. So I'm really doubting myself, but it can happen to any of us. Okay, so I'm looking around the curve. That van will go first because I have a stop sign. Ooh, you gotta walk it like you're talking. Preach. Okay, I'm still waiting. Yeah, if I'm hesitant, I don't even need to be doing this. Preach. Got that right. So I just need to chalk it up as a lesson learned and be more defensive. Turn on that blinker. Check traffic. Don't doubt yourself. Believe in yourself. Because if you start doubting yourself, you never will get out here again. Go around 2 more times. I'm trying to get into a routine, stay consistent, using my blinker. I really am looking for blinker and pedestrian behavior. I'm looking through and looking ahead. And it's never the same. We can go through 100 times. It's always different. I'm just moving my eyes left and right, scanning. Because some people walk right in front of you. They're from Ontario. No blinker. But you can't speed through a parking lot. The most vulnerable are pedestrians. Taking my time. Let him walk by. Just going slow. Yep. Thank you for keeping it real. Better walk it like you're talking. Now I'm just scanning again, looking around, checking. But I have different routes I take people on. I've taken you guys through roundabouts, through some nice residential areas, business districts, because these are the type, you're going to be running errands. Your map that's going to say, okay, you got to go to Walmart, right? You do have to be comfortable. If you're too comfortable, you're vulnerable. If you're not slightly, acutely aware, you're going to get hit. Like, I'm going to stop. Boom. Okay. They kind of shot through. And I have a stop sign. Like, I'm being a little bit extra. I have a stop sign. And then here's my gap. Boom. She saw me. I made sure. So like this, if you don't know the rules of the right of way, yes, it's a lesson learned. Preach. Preach. Yup. Have a stop. It is a lesson learned every day. If we have a dog at home, she has teeth. I don't play with her a certain type of way because she will accidentally bite me. She's very loving. Okay? I respect her. My son, he'll just pick her up and throw her up in the air, and she's like 65 pounds. She looks so scared. Like, you can't play with her like that. Okay? He wants to get a pit or aggressive dog. We're not having that. We got a lab. Her name is Lola. Okay? She's very protective. For some reason, she does not like one of my family members. I'm not going to say the name. I'm not going to say the name. But dogs know. They know your character. They know your character. And then why do I always cry when I see the videos of the dogs picking their person? Like, I'm a grown man, and like I see this video, the dogs walk out, they walk around, sniff everyone, and then they sniff, and then they jump up on the person. I'm like in tears. Ah! I mean, that's real, man. Okay? So I'm looking, checking traffic, moving up. Because we're all human. Right? Turning to the nearest lane. We're all are human. And then sometimes the police hide here to the right because they know people speed. We're just trying to take our time and just manifest good driving skills, because people do like 60 or 80 down here and someone will pull out and then boom, it's an accident. So I'm not trying to have that. So I'm really looking at cars, the traffic light, backups, is someone in a private driveway, because you gotta look all the time. And E, you're right, it's really easy to get crazy distracted. And that's when you run into someone, lose your keys, leave your wallet. I don't blame Lola. She knows. She knows. I'm gonna have to post some more pictures on the community page. You know, we all love our animals. I'm checking traffic to the left. I'm really looking. And I'm waiting, because intersections are most dangerous. Almost an accident. Oh. Yes. But when you're young, you drive fast. You don't care. You think you're invincible. Right around 25, 27, you learn, like, uh-oh. Okay, we're going real easy. And then we're just scanning the neighborhood, looking, checking for kids and people. And then this is a different type. You got little kids because the snow is melting. They're out there making snowmen, throwing snowballs, and people trying to get up ice. So you got to be a defensive driver. And we want to come up and stop. Sometimes the police just chill here. I'll never get a stop sign ticket because I'm not stupid like that. Just taking my time and really looking around, being that defensive driver. That's all you can do. Neighborhoods are the most dangerous place too, because you let your guard down. Right. And then I try to switch up the routine, go through different neighborhoods. You'll see people blowing stop signs, stopping at stop signs, going through yield signs. I just look at driver behavior. Because I'm an instructor, I look at things differently. And then you guys are going to learn from this. Oh yeah, that's what they do. Okay, I'm just scanning. I'm going to take this straight. I'm trying to stay middle, right side. Okay. And I don't want to sideswipe cars or trucks. And then I'm going to make a right turn at the street. Okay. Going real easy. And there's a lot of traffic on both sides, so this can be very stressful. But I try to go through and take students through different areas, making right turns, left turns, pulling in driveways. One of my students said, "Can I make a U-turn in a driveway?" I said, "No, our car is too big and the driveway's too small." So he really didn't know. So you got to, a lot of young people just don't know. So instead of saying, "Oh, you're stupid," no, we want to mentor young people and help them. A lot of people need socio-emotional learning. And I see that every single day. So all of you want to argue, "Stop talking to me, leave me alone, stop talking to me." And people are just angry, man. And if you don't know how to channel your anger, you're going to take it into your late teens, your 20s and 30s and 40s and 50s, and then you're going to have a problem one day. I don't know, are you cooking chicken? Steak? Okay. I just want a grilled cheese sandwich. I'm simple. I'll eat anything. That was a nice turn. I like that turn. Grilled cheese sandwich for me. I'm simple. And then I like this turn. Go all the way around to the left. I'm not saying we're done with winter. Yeah. I see the pedestrian walking. They are. I think they're just tied to the phone and to social media. They don't know how to cook. They don't really know how to read. All they want to do is just stick their face in front of a tablet, a phone, and that's what my daughter babysits, and that's what the family does. They just stick a phone or an iPad in front of their face, but they don't have social skills. Then they don't know how to handle problems. Okay. I use social media primarily for gathering information. I want to learn about cameras. So like we were talking about the Canon C50, right? I like learning. Chicken and, ooh, sweet potatoes? Yes. Man, that's nice. Okay. I have not had pork chops in a while. Yeah, that lady to the left, she always runs. Always. Green beans, come on. Come on with those green beans. Come on. Eating good. Turn on that left turn signal. Not hardly. Okay. I'm gonna stop here to complete stop. Look left and right. Make that turn. Well, guys, I may go live about 6:30, 6:45. I want to say thank you. I appreciate you.